took it to the top, and you didn't want to stop. You just gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Keep on pressing on. Don't let this so-called reality confuse you. Put you in a whole different world. Some of your hosts, Masstablak. I got my son in here, Josh, and we're gonna be talking about some little discussion.
Very important topic today.
Very important topic.
Very interesting and very important.
And let me get my little itinerary out before I forget it.
we don't want to lose track of it because
right.
we stumbled upon it. We stumbled upon this idea and we were talking about it, and it was the conversations got very interesting. It really made the wheels and my mind and David's mind really start turning, and you'll really uncover some deep stuff with what we're about to talk about. You know, so.
And I guess we're gonna be talking about connecting self-worth to money.
Yup, connecting someone's self-worth to money, to finances.
How do you feel about that? Tell you what then, let's talk about that, Josh.
Let's
kind of go into details and let's talk about the topic, connecting self-worth to money.
Now, as people, as human beings, where did we know to connect money to somebody's self-worth? Where did we make that connection as people? This individual has this, so they're up here, and this individual has less of this, so they're down here. Where did we make that connection, and where does that really take us as far as on the inside? Where does that take us, like as human beings? Is it greed? Is it greed? Is it being an opportunist? Is it natural? Is that a human instinct? What is that? You know?
Where do we? I like the way you came up with that little analogy there. I think there's a place for people, and I think there's a place for money. I think being as an individual, I think, we know what money is for. We know
right.
how it all set up and things like that.
Right.
I don't think that money shouldn't have anything to do with your happiness and
right.
And your happiness, your peace, and
right.
all of that good stuff. I realize that in this world we need money to do the things that we do.
Right. There's a saying that says, money's not very, and it came from Jason Rogers. I'll actually quote him. Money is not important, but it's right up there with oxygen. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's not important, but it's right up there with oxygen.
Living in this world,
right?
Yeah, pretty
right?
much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think, again, money being in its place and humanity being in its place.
Right.
I think it really shouldn't have any relationship as far as.
It shouldn't.
As far as because I have money, then that means that I'm supposed to treat someone that's lacking the money. I should treat him non-human. I should treat him as an animal or something like that.
That's what society almost tells us, is that if that person doesn't wear the right clothes, if that person, and maybe that's who makes the standard, or maybe not. maybe not. Maybe it's the individual. But then you got to ask yourself, okay, people and how people treat people without money or with money. Would you feel better if a man in a nice coat and nice clothes brushed your shoulder and bumped into you and was rude to you and then tried to call you his friend? Or would you rather have somebody who doesn't wear the nicest clothes, who doesn't, always do their hair good, but that person is nice to you, that person is honest to you, that person is kind to you and gives you good life advice and actually cares for you? Would you rather have that person, or would you have somebody, who bump into you, treat you as well, but he's got a nice coat on? So is that more acceptable that do you feel better that he has nicer clothes on and has more money and treats you a little worse than the guy who doesn't, but is real with you and actually shows care for you? Is it better that way?
Then that can
ask yourself.
And that can be a problem.
Yeah,
that can be a problem.
Absolutely.
We're going to pause for calls, folks. Our time is almost up here. But we're going to do another session here. But again, I'm your host, Masstablak, and I got Mr. Gillespie here. We'll be right back. I'm here with Mr. Gillespie, and we're talking about the connecting self-worth to money. The last session we left off, who set the standards? Mr. Gillespie, tell us.
Absolutely.
Who set the standards?
Who set the standard? I believe 100% that society sets the standards. Now, and why do we believe this? Well, look
how do they set the standards? How you gonna blame it on society? There's an examples of how they set the standards.
Media.
Okay,
you look at music. You look at movies. You look at entertainment. You look at any kind of media. I believe society uses media as a tool to set that standard.
Yes.
They start them off really young. The music.
Or start us off really young.
Start us off real young. Okay. Then they come up with that standard. What were you explain what you were talking about earlier with the food and the scraps?
For instance, we would appreciate an individual that is ugly and is mean and hateful. We would appreciate him more for some reason if he had money.
Right.
I mean, you ever seen, as long as I got money, I don't care how ugly I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My self-worth is a higher standard.
Right.
Doesn't matter how ugly I am.
Right.
Or how bad I treat people.
Right.
But because I got money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My standard is higher. That's a good example.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. And another thing, the huge answer to the question. Okay. Now, does money make someone's self-worth? Does it? Absolutely not. Why? Why is that? I have the answer for you. Because, all right, take the movie Saw, for example. He took a rich businessman, okay, who had all types of money.
Wow.
Put him in a cage, naked, with barbed wire, okay. He's smart. Saw didn't have any money, all right. He just put the guy who had the money in the dangerous situation. All right, now what is his money? What's his money gonna do for him now?
Whoa.
Absolutely nothing. So does his money matter now that he's in a cage, naked, filled with barbed wire?
That's a perfect illustration.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I like that.
Not
at all. What is his self-worth now that he doesn't have his clothes and he's being tortured to death?
Okay. So basically, society sets the standard.
Yep.
And they use it through the media and all the other practices they've been using since the last whatever. Since the beginning of time, I would imagine.
Advertisement.
Nah.
Wow.
What can we do about something like that? I mean,
we have
as an individual.
Knowledge. I believe knowledge is what's going to break the cycle of people connecting money to someone's self-worth. Like I said, once again referring to Saw, he had knowledge. Where that businessman being tortured didn't have, he wasn't clever, that's why it's knowledge.
Okay.
I believe it's knowledge.
I'll tell you what, folks, what we're going to do, we just found out, who sets the standard and who plays a very important role in how we think and how we believe and how we operate in the world. To say that money will buy your way out or your money going to solve all your problems, that is a no-no. If you believe that way, if you think that way, that's not true.
That's right.
Money has nothing to do with individual. Individual was here before money. Money is just the means that we use to operate within this system and do what we do.
Right.
I think that's obvious, and I don't think we should get confused just because an individual has money or a group of people have money. That means because the more money they have, the better they are, and their standard in life is better than yours as well. And we know that's not true.
Right.
But folks, we're going to take a pause for the calls. We got Mr. Gillespie in here, and we're going to go ahead on and continue our thought. And hopefully when we come back, we're going to talk about how do we transform our standard. Again, I'm your host, Masstablak, and we got Mr. Glipsy in the house, and we'll be right back. Once again, I'm your host. I got Mr. Glipsy here, and we're back, and we're going to try to finish up here. And I think we left off about who set the standards.
Right.
And now we're going to finish up, concluded, how do we change our standard? How do we transform from the old way?
I believe 100%. Now, in the last video, I said intelligence. That's true, because you don't start acquiring those nice things until you educate yourself. I don't want to go too deep into that, but most of you already know when you educate yourself, you know more. Obviously, we know from example that knowledge is power. But I believe the second part of it, okay, is starting to really look at people from the inside. Does this person have? Are they loving? Are they kind-hearted people? Do they have integrity? Do they do the right thing? Okay.
Now that right there that is the self-worth.
Yes.
That's the most important of an individual, I think.
Absolutely.
And how do we change it? For an example, I think that if a person first start to believe that money is where it's supposed to be, and then your self-worth, your character, just like you explained, all your good worth and your good values, is all in place. I think what one should do, they should, instead of looking at their current situation without the money, they should look at life just like you said. You know, what's more valuable to me is what I have on the inside of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me happy. It's not the money or the things that I have that makes me happy, but what's on the inside of me that makes me happy. And I believe that once a person feels good on the inside,
they can change
without the monetary, the money and the things that they throw in our faces and stuff like this, society like to throw in our faces, once they get beyond that, I think they can live a better and a prosperous life.
Yeah, healthier life.
No longer do money has a bearing on their self-worth, you know.
Right.
So they're not connecting the money to their self-worth.
Right.
So, you know.
Why do you have somebody who's rich, you know, like Anna Nicole Smith? Why did she have all that money and she overdosed on drugs? Why do we have people hitting the lottery and then going broke in 2 years? And you know what I'm saying? Why do we have, and when they're broke, I mean their life or how they feel, they get depression, drug problems, alcoholism. Is it the money or is it how they feel on the inside?
It's the individual.
It's the individual.
And it doesn't matter how much money you have.
That's right.
We're human beings.
Absolutely.
And we're faced with human being problems. And money really have nothing to do with your human being problem. Of course, you know, if you had money, it'll change your environment. You can move from a low class area to a high class area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll be a lot cleaner over there. Or you know, maybe the bills are a lot higher over there.
Yeah.
And maybe they clean the streets a little bit better.
Right.
But just because you move from the ghetto to a high-rise fancy building, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have any problems. Because if you had problems when you was in the lower area, believe me, if you haven't did anything to get rid of those problems, when you get to the higher area, you're still going to have problems.
Right, and I noticed this about friends that I have that have money, you know. Their problems didn't go away. They were still arguing. They were just arguing in nicer clothes. They were just arguing in nicer cars and in bigger houses. It never changed a thing. The money didn't change the problems. It didn't take away the issues. The issues were still there.
I tell you what, well, can you give us a conclusion on all of this?
Now, what we have to do to change this, we have to start immediately looking at and evaluating and placing our own value on people from the inside, what a person is on the inside. And then, like I said, society uses media.
That's right.
Uses media to promote that. We need to promote, use it, you know, evaluating somebody's inner self-worth and instead of their net worth.
And also the person is more valuable than the money.
Absolutely.
I mean, money is good in its place, But I think for us to really focus and to succeed and become successful, we need to focus on being happy on the inside. And once we do that, we take care of what's on the inside, then everything is going to take care of itself. I'm your host, Masstablak. I got Mr. Glipsy in here.
And I'm Joshua Gillespie. Nice to meet you.
Talking about connecting self-worth to money. I'm your host, Masstablak.
And I'm Joshua Gillespie.
Y'all, peace out. And thank you for rocking this game. Take it to the top. And you never want to stop. You just got to do what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? Keep on pressing on. Don't let this so-called reality confuse you. Put you in a whole different world and a mind state. You got to get up out that scene. Believe me. Yeah. See that world, they deceive me. Yeah. Just say you can't trust that shit. Something I'll never forget. Too many losses and too many claims. Too many niggas out here claiming the fame. Too many win the pain. And I'm steady looking through. And everybody looking for their own avenue. And you ain't right. You be living in this world, believing the hype. Nigga, I ain't right, but I know the truth. I'ma tell you this nigga how I'm supposed to do. You say the N-double-O, no I control. Y'all just don't know. Y'all think you know. 6 to 10% nigga I represent. Use that whole nigga and watch your soul glow. I don't know. I'm often in the whirlwind. When I go to sleep, I watch my head spin. I be an off in space. And I ain't all in my rightful place. I already know you can't kill me. Nigga, I ain't got the power just to heal G. Y'all think y'all something that you don't know. But I already know. Going to jail, going to hell, going to hell. Looking for bail, looking for mail, looking for commissary. Y'all niggas is so scary, and it's like legendary. Straight up the cross, and with the freestyle hit you like Jesus on the cross. Nigga, I'm like lost, and I'm like dinosaur. Nigga, y'all so old, they're trying to be in control, and I already know how the game just plays. Until the Illuminati, nigga, the Illuminati, and then that niggas denied, and then I'll be acting like nothing, and then that devil got your soul, and you're still on the road, and then they left in the cold, and I don't love them no more. Life in the mirror, forgot all about you hoes, y'all know. See, you better wake up, the worth be shaked up, the lava be pouring down, the rain be falling down, the acid be draining down, and y'all just drowning down, and y'all just breaking down, and y'all just put them out. Ain't no doubt, in this the new world order, nigga, there's no high, yeah, I already know. Game ain't like what it used to be, cause this things be changing in this world. It's the way it is in society, it's just all I know, that's all she wrote, and that's how we go. I don't even know, baby.